This is Average Sports.
By your average guys,
Eric.
and Ty. That would be so bad.
Yeah. This is Average Sports.
Your average sports.
Average Sports.
Thanks for tuning into another episode
You're
of
listening to Average Sports with your average guys.
Average Sports, average guys, Eric and Ty.
Ready to kick this off and have another good episode. Not that good. Not that great. An average one. It's the Average Sports
episode.
Show. Yeah, I love
That
Average
sounds
too.
great.
It's not doing... We don't strive to do too much, but we're not going to disappoint.
That's right.
All right. Then.
You're right in the middle.
Yeah, glad to have you guys tuning in. It is another episode of Average Sports with your average guys, Eric and Ty, and I'm
Hey,
Ty.
Yo, Eric.
Yeah,
Right
there's
here.
Eric. All
Ready
right.
for another episode, man.
Yeah, this should be a good one. It's February 2021. Sports are moving along. Well, we actually saw the end, the conclusion, the dramatic, would you say? Super Bowl conclusion?
I mean, would you call that dramatic?
No, not at all.
I mean,
Of course not.
the most dramatic thing about it was Tyrann Mathieu and Tom Brady having a scuffle throughout the game. Because that's what they honed on post-game.
Well, there was nothing else to talk about. It was just a total blowout. So I guess my question to you, Eric, is it's easy to say this now, but would you have bet against Tom Brady? Did you have any skin in the game?
No, I didn't bet anything on the game.
Okay.
But I feel that I probably would have put money on the Chiefs.
Really? Okay. You felt pretty strongly about it. I think you did pick the Chiefs, though, when we talked about it before, right?
If I was to put money on it, yeah. I mean, I would have felt confident enough to put it on the Chiefs. They've been able to do it in the past, and not that Tom Brady hasn't, but the Chiefs have done it recently.
I don't know how you go.
And,
okay.
Tom
They did
Brady's done it recently, but
yeah.
not all the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just Tom Brady. I mean, that's obviously a big piece of the puzzle, clearly.
Okay, so I guess expand on that a little bit. Your take from Super Bowl, 55? Jeez, I mean, it wasn't even a matchup. I mean, it was just a blowout. They destroyed them.
Yeah, they destroyed them, especially in the score, because the Tampa Bay defense came up big. Kansas City had a few opportunities in Tampa Bay's zone, and they weren't able to convert because Tampa Bay's defense was all over Patrick Mahomes. He had no opportunity. He ran, I think the stat was almost 500 yards prior to throwing the ball during the game. Which is insane. Not like 500 yards like rushing. I mean like running around.
Oh, okay.
Something like 500 yards.
Yeah, I'm not going to
throughout the whole game. It was like an interesting stat that like NFL.com.
He just scrambled
Adam
so
Schefter,
much.
Yeah,
Sure.
scrambling. And I mean, his offensive line gave him no chance whatsoever. The running game wasn't there. They were all over Tyreek Hill. Travis Kelce had an amazing game. People don't know that. He had like 10 for 110.
No, the guy,
stupid crazy.
For like a personal level, like a fantasy level, right. They contained the biggest weapons I would say they had, the Chiefs had, which is Patrick Mahomes running around and throwing the ball miraculously, and then Tyreek Hill. They took Hill out of the game and then contained the running because they only rushed for 107 yards in the game.
Well, that includes Patrick Mahomes rushing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's total yards rushing.
Yeah, that's really bad. On a team with Patrick Mahomes, that's
right.
bad.
Yeah. And when you contrast a team with Tom Brady, mind you, they had 145. So
yeah, Leonard Fournette looked really good.
Yeah, he did.
I think he played himself into
Fournette got a ring
down the back half. So I think he played himself into a contract.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no doubt. Well, I guess congrats goes to Tampa Bay. It didn't really surprise me. The way they won, though, was definitely surprising.
The way that it wasn't close even remotely at all because Tampa Bay's defense truly was the MVP of that game. I mean, they were all over Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and absolutely crushed him.
No, it's crazy.
Now, I do want to talk a little bit about Tom Brady being super drunk on his boat parade celebration.
I didn't see this.
He was falling down. He had to be carried once he got back to land. But everyone was just so amazed by that. But I don't want people to forget that it's all about the national treasure of Brett Hull when the Blues won the Stanley Cup.
Okay,
you want to talk about
he set the bar pretty high.
Partying. That dude still hasn't stopped partying. but that's more of a Brett Hall thing in general. So
I'm looking at some images.
Yeah, can't walk.
He wears the Tampa Bay style very well. I'm just going to say that. He looks like he just got off the lake wakeboarding.
God, it's one of the trashiest areas in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Tampa. It just is.
Oh, they're proud of it, though. No, he was having a good time. All right.
Sure are.
No, the shirt, yeah.
I mean, Florida's pretty proud of being super trashy.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
I mean, there's a reason that Florida Man was a thing.
Yeah. Well, all right. Let's get off that train. Let's move on.
I mean, there's one thing in particular I really wanted to talk about. We talked about it on the last episode. I posted it a couple times when the competition was actually going on. The natural selection competition at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, was the first stop. There's two more, one in Baldface in Canada, and then the last one's going to be Outback.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like Outback Big Mountain Riding in Alaska. But the winners of the first natural selection was Mark McMorris on the men's side, and then Zoe Zadowski-Sanat. So both of them rode fantastic. It was an awesome competition to watch. So congratulations to them on moving on to the finals for the natural selection.
Super cool. What'd you think of the drone footage, though? Like being able to capture the event?
The drone footage was the coolest part of that. I mean, it wasn't the coolest part, but it was the way to watch it so much differently.
The delivery of it,
and it made it very, very cool being able to follow behind them. And there were 2 or 3 drones that they had throughout it, and it was really neat. Gave a awesome perspective of watching the riders.
Yeah, it kind of gives a real platform in the way to actually watch this sport, much like what Eagle Eye Cam did for the NFL.
Yeah.
Kind of revolutionized the way you engage or watch the game from your own home. Mm-hmm. It is arguably better than from a single point in the stands. Now, you take atmosphere out of it or whatever, but if you had a few people over and controlled your own environment, and especially this day and age, I mean, the kind of camera, like the footage that you're getting from home is just, whoa, really super cool.
Yeah, I mean, cameras
same kind of thing.
have come leaps and bounds.
Oh, yeah.
Since the grainy 70s footage where you really couldn't make anything out to, just getting better and better to like ultra 4K drone footage, following snowboarders.
Yeah, shooting in portrait mode. It's pretty cool. Yeah. We are in the future.
We are here.
That's right.
We're here.
So Daytona 500, I don't know if you caught at least the highlight of that, but that final lap is worth watching. It was amazing.
I did not catch it. I saw a bunch of people post about it.
No, it was incredible. If you haven't seen it, it is worth looking up and seeing it. It was just...
I'll check it out.
I mean, it was an incredible crash that happened at the end. Final lap. I forget who made the first contact of it. Did not have the space, though, to maneuver. You could fit like maybe half, maybe 3/4 of a car. And he went for that and just obviously didn't fit. But Michael McDowell, congrats going out to winning Daytona 500.
I saw that he won, but I didn't see the final lap.
We had another major event go on with the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Eric, did you watch any of that?
No
Pebble Beach.
I'm not really into the Pro-Am.
I mean, I've turned it on
Pebble
for a little
Beach.
bit, just kind of like,
cool.
Golf is on,
like historic,
sure,
kind of cool golf course, like being where it is, kind of on the cliffs and whatnot. That's what makes Pebble Beach.
All right, well, I'm going to be honest here. I don't know who the winner was. Well, I know the name; it's in front of me. Daniel Berger. Do you know who that is?
No.
And maybe it's not even Berger, maybe it's Berger. But it's not it's Berger. I don't know. But that's a big win then for a name who's not, I guess, very popular. Not to say that I know everyone in golf. I'm far from that, but
I don't know much about that. The only thing I know about golf that happened was the 25th anniversary of Happy Gilmore.
It's classic.
So
good stuff.
It's about the most golf I've got over the past week.
It's just all in the hips, Eric. Well, let's talk about something also a little more tragic. Vincent Jackson, who was he started off in San Diego, correct?
Yeah, big time.
Then
Pro Bowl
into Tampa Bay.
Yeah, big time Pro Bowler receiver in San Diego.
Yeah, played like 11 years in the NFL.
Yeah, he played a long time. Moved on to Tampa Bay to finish out his career. He was a really good like downfield, stretch the field receiver.
Sure, absolutely. That's someone you drafted.
Yeah.
and wanted to keep on your team kind of thing. He was a every roster type of guy at one time, but found dead at the age of 38.
Yeah.
Kind of surprising.
Definitely a sad story. He checked into the hotel like early January. Family reported him missing like almost a month later. Police caught up with him a couple days later, and then 2 days later he was found dead. No current word on what happened, but it sounds like he struggled from potential CTE and definitely alcoholism. So potentially substance was involved, but sad day for someone like Vincent Jackson at such a young age, especially to, it's a deeper conversation we've gotten into before, especially if it's something like CTE or, addiction that wasn't heavily managed, through his playing days and career. So, sad day. It's a deeper conversation, but, sad for Vincent and his family.
Leave it at that for kind of our week roundup, but let's get into the topic. And the biggest news going out, I think, right now, or at least in the NFL, is that Carson Wentz.
It's big news.
It's very big news.
For sure.
So let's just even talk about where he's going. Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Exciting. So Philip Rivers, as we know, was never going. He's retired. He's done. Luck. I mean, that was.
Well, he retired a couple of years
ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago because they Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm bringing
August.
his name up just for the fact that what's his face there? That Luck guy? Yeah, no, he's long gone.
Yeah, Luck was there, retired
Brissett,
right before the season started. Mm-hmm. So Jacoby Brissett had to step in. The team couldn't do much, and then they brought in Philip in the offseason, knowing that he was a stopgap. I mean, they only gave him a 1 year deal. They knew it was a stopgap and wanted to try and figure something out in the offseason, and this is what they did. So they send 2 picks to Philadelphia. They send this year's 3rd round pick for 2021, and then a conditional 2022, which starts out as a 2nd rounder, and then based on how much Carson Wentz plays, the pick could jump into a 1st rounder. So I think if he plays like 3/4 of the snaps, offensive snaps, then it would turn into a 1st rounder. There's some other stuff,
interesting
legal mumbo jumbo for
Is that a common stipulation?
Conditional picks, yeah. Okay. Based on how someone performs.
Really? So even if he gets injured, then?
Yeah. So if he gets injured, then it's just a 2nd rounder. Unless he played 75%.
I mean, I like that. It's kind of absorbing less risk than for
helps provide a little bit of insurance to Indianapolis.
Totally.
So the big thing for Philly is it's a huge dead cap hit for them this year. It's $33 million dead cap. So that's going to hurt this year. Maybe they think they found something. Towards the end of the season there, and they have new coaching staff, they have a new regime there, so I think they're just kind of starting from scratch. A couple of years ago, when Carson Wentz was MVP caliber player and led his team all the way to the playoffs, got injured, and eventually Nick Foles won the Super Bowl for them, but ever since then it's been downhill. But he goes to a team that has an amazing offensive line. I actually think they were ranked the best offensive line in football last year. They have such a great running game. To go back there, running backs that can catch out of the backfield running, they can run it up the middle. They have great young wide receivers. I mean, this team is set offensively. Now, defensively, they're bad. They were definitely in the bottom half of points given up, yards given up. I want to say in both of those statistics, they were bottom half teams. So, but I think he's moving to a place that he could potentially resurrect his career. I mean, what do you think about it? I mean, the last couple of years for Carson Wentz have not been good. He looked really bad this year when he did play. I mean, what are kind of your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't know. You touched on a lot of stuff already with the fact that Philip Rivers is gone. He was brought in to do a job. He basically fulfilled that. Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting Super Bowl in Indy, but it at least provided a winning team and a playoff team. I mean, how can you not say, like, last year shouldn't have been a disappointment if you're a Colts fan? That was overall pretty good. Outside of that arm tackle, which I love bringing up. So that was the low light of the year. But they had plenty of good highlights. Yeah. The team got some, put some wins together and had overall a good season.